Vicky here and welcome to the Bond Room Unlocked. I'm back after a break, and what better way to kick off a brand new episode than to speak to author Mark Edlitz about his brand new Bond book. Now, Mark has written numerous books previous to this, and let's ask him, why did you start having a love for James Bond and its universe, Mark?
My love for James Bond and the universe began when my dad and mom took me to see Moonraker with Roger Moore. I started watching the movies and reading Ian Fleming's novels quickly thereafter.
Now, you've written numerous books before this one, so just give us an insight into a little bit about those.
The Many Lives of James Bond, which was interviews with the Bond actors. I wrote The Lost Adventures of James Bond, which goes into Dalton's unmade third and fourth pictures. And my previous Bond book was called James Bond After Fleming, the continuation novels. Check's book, because brain does not always work. And this new one is called Keeping 007 Alive, Conversations with James Bond continuation authors.
And why did you feel there needed to be a book like this out there in the Bond community at the moment?
Okay, so the new book is called Keeping 007 Alive, and this is interviews with all the Bond continuation authors, starting with Raymond Benson. So every single living Bond author was kind enough to speak to me about their process, their writing, working with Ian Fleming Publications. John Gardner passed, so he's not involved in this, but I did speak to his son, and I also spoke to Corinne Turner of Ian Fleming Publications about their point of view of what it's like to work with the authors and what they're looking for in a Bond continuation novel. So it's really about that. It's a behind the scenes look at the continuation novels.
And what was your starting point, Mark?
On a practical level, it meant finding an author who would agree to an interview with me and answer all my silly questions about Bond. In this case, I started with Samantha Weinberg, who wrote the three Moneypenny Diaries. And my goal with all of these interviews was to ask questions that all the fans would want to know about writing the novels and, the titles, coming up with the titles, coming up with the plots, coming up with the characters, just, going through each step of the creative process. And of course, working with the Ian Fleming Publications to make sure that their needs are met during this, so that the author writes a book that reflects what Ian Fleming wants, Ian Fleming Publication wants, but also comes from them and their imagination and their soul, because the best Bond books do tend to reflect the author's own passions.
Now, all of the authors that you've interviewed, so Raymond Benson, Kim Sherwood, they all have their own different styles. Do you have a favourite?
And this book is sort of an anti-favorite. My hope is that if you have a favorite Bond continuation author, you'll hear what they have to say and really go, oh, that was great. I love how they did that. But my other goal and hope and wish and dream, all four things, I guess, is that you'll have a least favorite Bond continuation author, hear what they have to say, and look at their work in an entirely new way.
So what's next on the cards for you, Mark?
Well, nothing at the moment. I mean, I'm always writing. This will be probably my last Bond book for a while. So right now I'm trying to get out the word and hope people take a chance on it. And I hope that they come away with a new appreciation for the blood, sweat, and tears it takes to write a Bond continuation novel, and come away with a thought that they go, oh, maybe that's not how I would have done that particular book, story, beat, or whatever, but go, I could see what they were doing, and I find that interesting. So hopefully it gives people a new appreciation and a love for these books, for the Bond continuation novels, and hopefully they take a chance on this book, Keeping 007 Alive, and check it out. If they did, I think that'd be really great, and I would appreciate it. Thank you.
And just one final question for you is, who is your favourite Bond actor?
My favorite Bond changes with the weather. I think your first Bond is sort of your favorite of all time. My first Bond was Roger Moore, so in many ways he will always and forever be my favorite. Since then, I've sort of found something about every single Bond that I've loved, and I had a big Connery phase, a big Dalton phase, and now I'm loving Daniel Craig.
So if you're looking for that great stocking filler, why not get Mark's new book this Christmas, which is available online now. Well, that's it, guys. My thanks to Mark again for going out of his way to give us an insight here at TBRU about his brand new book. And I thank you for joining me here at the Bond Room Unlocked.